guys, welcome back. So this is my follow-up painting to the red one I did the other day. I posted it yesterday, but I did it a couple days beforehand. So I want to show you in a moment here all the paint colors that I'm trying to choose from. I have oranges and reds and some of the paints from the other painting like peach and watermelon. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I didn't get a 36 by 36 canvas because they were all warped. I cannot stand warped canvases. So what I usually do when I go to Michael's to get my canvases, I lay them on the ground to make sure the edges, all the corners are level. I don't want to bring it home. I don't want to wet it. I don't want to weight it down. Been there, done that. So I got a 30 by 40 canvas, which is still a large canvas, and we're going to be using that today. I am going to do dump and swirl, but I don't think I've done one on this large of a canvas. I've done a puddle pour and swirl and just sort of built my puddles and tilted it back and forth. This will be, the pouring. So the canvas takes about 45 ounces of paint. I'm going to shoot to close to 50 to that, so that way I have enough color. I want to have multiple layers of color. Now the reason I like the dump and swirl technique is because the cells that come up, they're mixed with some of the other paints that are in the painting. The ones I dump on top, sometimes they mix together. So you get this multicolored cell. Sometimes in the past I've called it like an impressionistic look. And that's what I'm going to go for today. So just as a reminder, all my paints are mixed roughly 1 part paint, 2 parts Floetrol, and a drizzle of Liquitex pouring medium, and then water to thin. So I'm going to do multi-steps here. In a moment, I'm going to show you my paints, just what I have laid out, and we'll see what I choose. And then I'll show you one quick video clip of how I actually mix my paints and how much water I use. That'll take a couple of minutes. Okay, guys, so let me switch my camera around here. Let me show you the paints that I have, and we'll see in a second. Okay guys, I'm back. So I'm just going to show you, these are all the different colors I'm looking to choose from today. All different reds, oranges, they even have a Hippie Crafter paint in there, Deco Art Metallics, I have a Modern Masters, that's a Sachet Red, and this sort of brown color is called Bewitched Autumn Red, but it seems like it's pretty dark. And then there's the peach and there's the watermelon. So these are the paints I'm going to be choosing from. I'm pretty sure I'm going to stick with the paints that are sort of down in this area here, and we will go from there. Okay guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start mixing these up, and then I will show you how I mix my paints and show you the consistency, and then we'll do the pour. Okay, hold on. Okay guys, I'm back. So I'm going to show you how I set this up. Now, pardon my knees, but I sit on my knees. So I'm going to use an 8-ounce cup here, and what I've done is I've strained some Floetrol. Had a big clump in this one. And then I have my Liquitex pouring medium. I'm going to be using that. So I'm going to start with the first color I chose, and that's Zesty Orange. I usually shake it up a little bit. Now I don't measure as much as I just put some in here. About that much. And then what I do is I literally put a drizzle of Liquitex pouring medium. That's it. And then I don't measure my Floetrol like I used to, so I just pour it in. You see that reaction in there? What that says to me is that it's going to sell nicely. So I mix it all up, and I check the consistency. Now, it's going to be a little bit thick. As you can see, it's like mound on a mound on a mound. So what I literally do, this is not scientific, I have a cup of water. I just pour a little bit in, and I keep going till I get the right consistency for this pour. If this is too thick, if it's too thick, then I add more water. If it's too thin, I add more Floetrol, or sometimes more paint. Now I'm gonna add just a little bit more Floetrol because I want a little bit more of this in my cup. but I also need a little bit more water. As you can see, well, I don't know if you can see very well, but it's pretty much mounding and mounding. So what do? Add a little bit more water. And hopefully this is about exactly what I'm looking for consistency-wise. Let me move up here a little bit. So I'm doing 5 colors. Okay. Let's see if I can get a right angle for you to see, but this is about right. It's kind of hard to tell. It's going in. It's a little mounding, like a half a mound, which is what I'm gonna go for today. So guys, I think this is about it. The other colors I'm gonna be using, edgy saffron orange. I'm gonna mix these two together. This is Deco Art's Tuscan Red, and then this is Arteza Berry Red. And then I have Fiery Red by Arteza. And then last but not least, my favorite color is Scarlet Red. And that'll probably go on the bottom since it usually bursts through. So guys, there we got it. And I'm gonna mix all my paints up and we're gonna do a pour. Okay guys, I'm back for the walkthrough. This is a 30 by 40 canvas. I think I mentioned that earlier. I do want to mention that the first pour I didn't have enough paint, and so I scraped it. The whole corner of my first pour, I couldn't get covered, and everything got stretched out of whack. So that's what I ended up with. So I scraped it, and I had extra paints, thankfully, that I could mix. I poured it the exact same way. I spread out the paint a little bit more this time, if you noticed. Well, you didn't notice because I scraped the last one. And then I poured the black paint, the dump paint on. So, you know, I usually do my paintings, it seems like horizontally, like you see these on the wall. But I think this looks really nice vertically. I just think it's got so much color, it's very rich. You know, the other thing I was thinking about walking around, I didn't quite like it like this. I mean, it has its merits, but walking over to this side, except for the light in the window, I like this as well with the sort of like the streamers coming out from that. So let me walk over to the other side and I'll show you some close-ups. That scarlet red really sells. I mean, you know, just look. They're just everywhere. I like that I have just very little bit of negative space. And I like this area of interest. Where's my finger? Right through here. It's kind of hard to see because of the glare, but it's kind of cool. Then the cells over here, they're moving in different directions. Yeah, and this corner is interesting. I had these like fingerlings, but then I had these cells pop up, and I like it. I think it works great. So I'm happy. I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to hang it like this, so it's going to be a horizontal hanging. I think, you know, abstract art is just awesome. And I think, you know, what I like about what I've been doing recently is the color. I'm using a lot of color, sort of blending color, and that's what adds to the composition for me at least. And just a little bit of negative space adds some interest. Now this was mostly in the reds. There was some orange, but you know, they kind of sit in the background. So I'm hoping it dries as is so that I can then hang it on my wall and eventually varnish it. Okay guys, you have a great weekend, and I don't know, maybe I'll see you on Monday. Maybe if Michaels gets some new canvases, I can get another big canvas. I want to do another big one. Yeah, we'll go from there. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email at dwightpours@yahoo.com. And yeah, we'll see you here.